I'm so unwell. I've had the weirdest 90 minutes. Like a good 90 minutes, but I've had the weirdest 90 minutes. Oh, you would not even believe. For starters, I was searching something up on my phone for reference or something, and closed it, and then opened Safari back up, and then the first thing to greet me was a catchy. Because the thing I was looking up was related to him, something about his design, so I... That happened 2 minutes ago. Oh, and it's warm. It's so warm. I'm really mad about it. It's only April. I live not way north, but I live north enough. It should not be this warm. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Ew. Get that shit away. It's supposed to go back to normal soon. Feels like 66. The wind is making it cooler. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, it's so dry is my biggest thing. Right now, at least. Anyway, hello. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations HD. The collection. The correction. Last time, we did the final investigation part of this case. Pretty interesting stuff going on. But it feels like we might not be quite there to the mystery, like solving the mystery yet. There's like pieces of it that we may not even learn about till later. We won't learn about till later. I'll just tell you that. We should finish. There's no reason why, unless something crazy happens. Hey David, how are you? Unless something crazy happens, there's no reason we shouldn't finish this case today. So it might end up being a shorter stream. Which is good because I need to like... I've been really bad about like winding down before bed lately. It's making it harder to sleep well, although last night was better. I did better last night, but this week I've been really bad about it, so I'd like to be better. Okay. Right. Callisto, you wanted to talk to us. Something about the evidence, because we were getting the evidence for this trial that we were supposed to, take over, but, she's the defense attorney in it. I almost said something so morbid. I said, oh wow, my brother has one full day to live. 1 year and 1 full day. From this date in the game, in fact. Oh wait, no, because this is the flashback case. No, he's got time. Okay. Sorry. We're not even 5 minutes in. Why am I like this? Hey, Pookie.
Kay. Nope, a little too low. Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for has already... Hold it. Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
There she go. Detective Bat, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh? You're more sympathetic than I thought.
He looks so silly from the back. With his jacket hanging, he looks like a little creature.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest? Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander. Yeah, that's my weird girl you're talking about, bitch. That's my sister and my weird girl.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end.
Did your thing update yet? It must be in the next one, I guess. Okay, it must be in the next one. The label gets real gay.
No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements. During the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there's no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must, without a doubt, be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion, and this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think?
Ah, how absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But, alright. I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. Omae wa mou shindeiru.
Nani? Sorry.
All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is.
Hey, Pookie. Can't believe they took away your melanin. Everyone sans the I'm fine. I'm having a normal one. Everyone, sans the suspect, has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course, there is no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve.
Press everything. Got it. I'm good at that. I need to look over this fucking... is there anyone in Ace Attorney with a normal name? In the Great Ace Attorney? Yes. Yu is a relatively common surname. I hear it from time to time. I believe it's of indigenous origin. Like the yew plant is where it's coming from. I'm trying to think. But, I mean, they're supposed to be like puns or references anyway, so. But I'm not sure what her name is supposed to be a reference to other than the plant. Okay. I need to look at all this shit. Okay. Then, yeah. Okay, wait. I need to read what things say. Hi, Nim! Oh my god, my sinuses. I hope that wasn't culturally insensitive. No, I knew what you meant. Don't worry. No, Yu is definitely a name I've heard before. And it's also, like, very common, like a street name. Because it's a plant, right? But yeah, I've definitely heard it as a surname. There's several surnames that I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't realize, but like, yeah, that would be of like an indigenous origin. What was the one that I was like, oh, that makes sense that this would be? Like River. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of words, and it's like, oh, duh. Like, you know. Anyway, okay, it wasn't. It was a few rides away. There's blood on it. Okay. Right. Okay. I don't think we need those anymore, honestly. We need to. I should reread this. Between the handgun Rel had on him, he was arrested in the surveillance tape. Should be the one to prove that he was the one. The sound of his handgun going off for the recorded. Yep. That's superb quality. なるほどね. The key. And then the tape. Okay. Cool. What's up? Oh, my sinuses. Sorry, every once in a while. It feels like someone punching me in the sinuses. Like, how do I say this in like squeezing? Gyutto. Mendokusei. Kafun. People think her pun is callous to. Oh, callous to you. That makes sense.
The suspect. But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi had already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you this is no joke. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump cards she's withholding.
Hold it. I wonder what Faraday's pun is supposed to. I mean, he's obviously Faraday was a real person, the scientist, mathematician, physicist. I don't know what his exact labels are, but like the Faraday cage is a thing. So I don't know if he's supposed to be like a reference to that or what. Anyway.
Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back.
Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden?
That's the first place everyone looked, silly.
The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know.
You don't think ACAB? You're immediately suspicious.
Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case.
Hold
it! Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal will be using it to escape. It's just common sense.
Inspector Faraday is also apparently a character who was a thief and then a detective. Oh, okay.
Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
Wait, what was the line? Sorry, I was looking at what you said. Oh, common sense.
Hold it. You may think it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. But even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement.
More you know. Also, hello. Oh, hi, Zara. Hope you've been well. Yeah, oh my god, okay. Now that more people are here, we're at this, like, dialogue stopping point. I gotta tell you about the last hour and a half of my life. So, I'm going to, like, a small convention tomorrow for a day. And I'm wearing the Persona 5 protagonist, the school uniform. And I posted, I made little calling cards, but they have things written on the back of them, like Shuake real and I love gay people. And I'm gonna give them out to people. Oh, also burn is derived from the word for raven in Gaelic, apparently. That's cool. Cool. And so I posted that on my Instagram story, and my friend replied with, "Oh my god," and I was like, with like the uwu emoji and the fingers, you know, poking together, you know, the index fingers, right? And so she was like, "I want to cosplay on, because I want to do a cat suit so bad," and I just really like her design, and I was like, "Oh my god, Emma, please do that." I was like, in my head, Akechi and On are besties that queen out together. If you did that, I would literally cosplay Akechi in his dumb, stupid prince outfit for that. And she was like, "Oh my god." And she was like, "Honestly, though, like, I know a person who does Haru." And I was like, stop. Hey, stop. And then cut to now, we have half of a Phantom Thieves group for the con in February next year. I will not be Akechi, probably. I will most likely be Joker. Which is fine. I also wanted to do that anyway. But the way that escalated so quickly was so funny. And then she was like, "This is your fault, by the way. Now, because we're going to be cosplaying together twice on that weekend." I was like, I have that power. I fear I have that power. Yeah. I mean, they're not like the easiest costumes to make if someone's making them from scratch. What I think I'll do if I'm doing Joker is order it and then adjust it. Because I think that's the cheapest route, because he wears so much pleather or leather that would cost a lot to get the materials to make. Because to this day, my most expensive cosplay was Bishamon, because I used real fucking leather. It looked great. I don't regret. But, you know, yeah. I'm nervous because when I'm in a group for cosplay, I'm never the protagonist. I have never, like, I don't cosplay the protagonist for anything much at all ever. But I had wanted for years to cosplay Joker and was just hesitant. Although I guess Apollo is technically a protagonist, but it's not quite the same because there's multiple protagonists in Ace Attorney. But yeah, like, because like if we did a group, Phoenix would be, you know, the protagonist. I'm usually a villain or deuteragonist cosplayer. I love and Shenxing Chiu, that's true, but I've never done a group. Because I've cosplayed Yato, but I've never done an origami group. I've cosplayed Shenxing Chiu, but I've never done a group, right? And And so, yeah, in groups, I'm almost always either a villain or like a side character. The tilde, you know what, the tilde works. Like in Attack on Titan groups, you know, that was always it. Like, I was never that. And so I'm very nervous to be the protagonist. I feel like that's a fucking lot of pressure. Some of my favorite cosplays? Yato. Like any of my Noragami cosplays that I've done in the past. Hanji. Any Hanji. But especially the Chugakko outfit. Morgana, Obs. Who else did I really enjoy cosplaying? I really liked cosplaying Mitsuru, but I fucked that wig. And I never have found a wig I liked as much as that. So I think it's just gonna be... that era of my life is over. I'll cosplay a different P3 character, maybe Akihiko or Shinji instead. Oh, and the protagonist of P3 is also on my list to do, but yeah, it's hard to compare them. And it's also very much based on like comfort and memories, which can be very opposite spectrums from each other. Yeah. Sorry, I looked up at Edgeworth tapping his finger. Okay, I'm getting to it. Jesus, let me yap.
I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. You do? All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Franziska or myself speaking with you about the subject. But there were witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see.
As for the little missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or a bailiff, or anyone else.
Wait, so basically the only reason Franziska bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Ms. Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard that gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe was the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of...
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how that could have been fabricated?
The video.
The show?
Take that!
That tape. Damn, girl.
I love the animation of her doing the mwah.
Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Sounds from a television don't amount to much here.
But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right?
Of course we knew. Didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago.
That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And
that's it. End of story.
But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room? The window was open.
Also, going back to your question, David, I feel like a lot of my favorite cosplays also have depended on what con I've worn them to, or what event I've worn them to. Like, that definitely has, like, a factor in there. But as far as the ones that I'm like, I feel like I look good, I feel like Joker has the potential to become one of my favorites, because I do like how I look. I put that wig on for the first time, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Alright, work. I really like... like... how do I describe this? I will cosplay mask men very rarely. And I will cosplay femme girls from time to time. But I feel that my favorite way to look is usually a mask female or a femme male or someone non-binary, where you have to think about their gender as a character. Anyway, window. Easy.
There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each.
Danganronpa Chihiro cosplay win. I don't really do Danganronpa anymore because people in that fandom scare me. I've cosplayed no one from the first game. I've cosplayed Peko, Sonya. Oh my god, what's her name? Hiyoko. I did a cost test of Mahiru and decided I didn't like how I looked. Sonya, Peko. A femme Hajime. I'm missing someone. Who are the other? Oh, and Mikan. I did the Despair Mikan specifically. That's an understatement. Yeah, Zara. Yeah. And then I, from 3, did Tenko, which was really fun. I really enjoyed doing Tenko. We did that in a group. That that was a fun day. That was an interesting day. There was some stuff that happened that day that was wild. Ow. I made out with 2 different girls that day.
Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the time.
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window opened in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is...
I support women's rights and wrongs. But Faraday? Really? Faraday? He has a daughter and a boyfriend.
Miss Callisto Yu, I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel.
I have game? That's my logical incorrect. Incorrect. I have 0 game. I'm so awkward. I'll ghost a person because I'm tired. I have negative game. No, the first girl, she was like, it's been a really long time since I've kissed a girl. Can I kiss you? And I was like, sure. I don't care. I can kiss anybody. I don't give a fuck. I go to better version. No, I just get tired. I get tired really easily of social, like anything. And then the second girl, I thought she was really cute. And she apparently thought I was cute. And, she wasn't even part of our Danganronpa group. I'm still friends with her, by the way. But she was, like, getting ready to leave this, like, room party that we were having. And she was like, you're so cute, I could just kiss you. And I was like, why don't you? I was, like, 3 shots of Fireball in. And I go, why don't you? You could, if you wanted. I had game because I was drunk. And she goes, okay. And then we made out. And I remember that kiss, like that interaction so well. Because number 1, she also tasted like Fireball. And number 2, her friend goes, oh my god. And they're not friends anymore, which is really funny. Yeah. And I don't think I've kissed anyone since then. Guys, that was in 2018. Anyway. What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Ms. Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Well, yeah, there's, the last 5 years, people, like, there's been a deadly disease going around. I'm not really in the mood to kiss people if I don't know they're fucking testing and masking and stuff regularly. Like, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have at anything else. On the cheek, I definitely, like, 2019, had a couple of friends. Nope. 2019, I did kiss someone else. A friend was drunk and she was going around kissing everyone. And she kissed me and then a bunch of other people. And I was like, whoa. Okay. That's fine. I consented to it. It wasn't, like, non-consensual. She asked. But I was like, that was weird. No, I've just never been, like, a super romantic. Like, I can actually probably... Catherine 7 years ago would have been fuck it, Edgeworth all over the ladies. I can count on one hand. Hold on, wait, I think I can count on one hand the amount of people I've kissed. Outside of my family. Unless we count, I kissed someone when I was 3 because adults instructed us to kiss. I don't count that. That's not consensual. Too young to consent. Consensual kisses. 1, a stage play. 2, friends with benefits situation. 3 girlfriends that... No, we never kissed on the lips. I don't think. She wasn't my first kiss. That's right. She wasn't my first kiss. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so friends with benefits situation. That was how I learned I don't like men. 2 girls that I mentioned. There's 4. And then the friend I mentioned. 5. How did we get on this? Hey guys, how did we get on this subject? But that's it. And I'm dead serious. I've kissed my friends on the forehead and the cheek from time to time. But other than that, no. My laundry just went off. I'll be right back. I'll let y'all stew. Okay, I'm back. No, I'm not a romantic person at all. I most definitely consider myself to be a romantic. And I am a spec. So I don't enjoy dating at all. I very rarely have strong enough feelings to pursue a relationship. It happens probably once every 3 to 4 years. And then the last person I was feelers, and then I was like, no. The problem is that I fall for girls who are too similar to my mom. You argue that the window was woven. I love that I just continued. We're moving on. This is done.
You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test.
Favorite Ace Attorney character? Phoenix Wright. With Apollo as a close second.
Hold it. Evidence? All I'd need to do is have some prints analyzed and we'd know straight away.
Be my guest. She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means, even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else, but... why that someone else was forced to open the window. That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose.
Simon Keyes, love. Probably my favorite villain.
What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead, they're all back.
More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Oh, well in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, alright?
I'm very wiggly today. Very wiggly. I keep moving around in my seat.
I thought I just proved that it was.
Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime.
Unfortunately for you, Ms. Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important.
How so?
By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the wind of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can re-evaluate afterwards. So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove it was at this point.
Hold it!
You don't know me, girl. Even if you're shocked, that is of no concern to me. I do things my own way.
Oh. I see that you're not laughing for a change.
Because I'm shocked. Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
Alright, but let me say just one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people. I love his backstory, his reasoning for committing the crimes, and his role during the cases. Yeah, I think he's super interesting. But I'll talk more about him when we get to him. How about? Edgeworth is your favorite? The timing of that was too funny! No! That's so funny. Me being like, oh yeah, Edgeworth is your favorite, and then I look up and see
Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be.
well. I love gay people.
Oh, admitting your faults now, are we? At this point in time is what I meant to say. Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser? No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time,
Can we stop?
I will ultimately make my way to the truth.
The true hole.
What a paradox. Take care not to fall into one of those holes before you fill it up.
Miles, you remember, don't you? About why a window in lobby number 1 was opened?
Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened.
Yeah, this remix was so good. Goes crazy. Which statement? This statement. You're stinky.
I'm sure you've seen this before. Haven't you, Miss Yu?
Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know.
This isn't mine.
That's right. It's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Ms. Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
And that you're super. Oh, this grammatically feels wrong to me, even though it's right. And that you're super easy to rile up.
So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come now, I've already told you that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot.
She's a rage baiter. Yeah.
Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Ms. Yu, you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought up by you, Ms. Yu.
You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. You'll never be him. Sorry. Phoenix would play this game with me. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top.
Have you met Edgeworth?
But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where that knife that was used to kill him came from.
Oh, hang on. No, it's not. Who knew? But who knew? God, my sinuses hurt so bad. It's like in my teeth. Sucks. Naruhodo. Naruhodo, okay.
Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her.
Hold it.
I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Do as you like. But as for me, I believe. I believe in you.
Sorry. It's a song.
You believe? I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. My, you're enthusiastic. Of course I should have guessed.
Hold it.
I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation.
All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire. How dare you!
Say such a thing!
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you.
Aw, Bat is on our side. Aw, why did you have to ruin my fun? Shall I continue?
Hold it.
And why exactly could you not have killed him? I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth.
Well, he's not into women, it's fine.
Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Objection.
Miss you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. He's gay! And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry. Ms. Yu, please continue with your testimony. Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday.
Hold it.
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Ms. Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her, that's what I'm doing. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Got you.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you just cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said in your testimony?
Sure. Why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with just a simple key. Alright, I don't know which of these will work. Maybe either?
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Yeah. I made that joke like twice yesterday when Nem and I were playing Fata Mortal. What was it in regards to? Right? What did I make that joke? I don't remember. Present.
Objection!
Cool.
Ms. Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it, in fact, has the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday.
What was I saying? Foreshadowing is a narrative device, too, in Fata Mortal. I also made the joke, oh, they don't know they're part of a narrative about Pauline and Javi. Which door? We have not quite finished door 2, so not very far at all. But we got to the major twist in door 2. Okay.
Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu's key, I still haven't had a good look at it.
Look at this photograph. Oh, attempting to make the cracker cookies. Good luck. Hi, Maddie. Maddie, you missed a story earlier, but I'll retell it later.
Showing it to me from that far away. You could be lying for all I know.
Oh, it was about Pauline falling in love with a foreigner. That's right.
You would, even now, still feign ignorance.
I'm not feigning anything.
But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence, now can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him.
Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow. Who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course you knew from the very beginning, didn't you?
Sorry, I need to massage my face for a second. Oh, ow. When I was little, I wanted to be a Disney princess, or more specifically, Anastasia. But I grew up to be Kaa from the Jungle Book. My sinuses. Okay, we're good.
You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would never have known about it to begin with. Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
What are you saying? What you are saying is simply not possible.
Oh? And why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages he mentions nothing about a knife.
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
The Jungle Book is one of my favorite movies because it's the first Disney film with good gay representation. What's the gay representation? I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in literal decades. Forgot the courtroom looked like this in this game. Yeah, it looks a little weird. Because we're looking at it from like a different angle than usual.
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force. And is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
She probably just realized a flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with.
I suppose you're right. Ms. Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu's key.
My silence is heard.
Only one person would have had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would have known from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife?
The fucking Yatagarasu.
Take that!
There was only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is?
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself. Are you Oops.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu?
Ms. Yu, you used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this?
Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into someplace.
You killed Faraday.
Why?
Answer me, Callisto Yu.
Callisto Yu, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rell an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rell was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess.
She's amazing. Yeah, no, I support women's wrongs. I want Bad to make a comeback in future games. Maddie? I don't think I'd be able to handle it, but I want that too.
I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rell
My brain was like, craves. That's not it. Bye, David. Have a good night.
That Rell caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rell any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despised criminals?
But do I really?
You. Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too?
Maybe. What sort of woman would...
So then was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
I think he and Maya would get along well. Oh, God. You're singing the siren song.
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With the weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
Okay. Queen on queen violence here. Let's be real. This sounds like something that needs to happen. Capcom, make it canon. I'm sure there's a fanfic writer out there who's done something. Hopefully. I don't know. Sometimes I'm surprised at what doesn't exist.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they'd kill each other.
Then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Oh. Fucking... His dad. Edgeworth. Do you think he had, like, okay views of defense attorneys till this point? And then this is where it really switched for him, was meeting her. I'm not very familiar with the game of fanfic writers where they write stuff. Mostly on Archive of Our Own. Yeah, Archive of Our Own. Fanfiction.net is much less used. Wattpad. People do it on Tumblr and Twitter threads now, too. Emotional damage. Listen, I used Quizilla. Oh, if you're talking about the Edgeworth emotional damage, sorry about that.
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Cordopian embassy staff member, died man, whatever.
You ordered a hit job.
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had died man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
How could this... You don't mean... You're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Maybe. Maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Quizilla, nobody could do it like her. For real, for real. Wattpad is a coin toss. Yeah, I don't use Wattpad. I only use AO3 because the filters are so good. I have it, like, figured out, you know?
Be quiet. You.
Not the right voice. Why did I do Yukimasa's voice? Be quiet. You. Whatever. Who cares? Hey, guys, who cares?
Yatagarasu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work.
Nice.
You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
Hold that thought, Zaro. At the end of stream, I will, I'll go through my bookmarks. Oh, I'd like to let you know, Kat, whenever I say, I don't know. Yes. It's because you can thank Megan. You can thank my dear friend Megan. Megan and Danny, who started saying it. And now I have. I don't know. I don't know. I can't do it right because my voice is fucked from the sinuses. Anyway.
You mean... the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such a great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down! My body. I can't move.
Oh no, it's his trauma.
Hey, mister! To your right!
You!
Damn, girl. She getting away.
Are you alright, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot. There's more lore to this than I anticipated, the more you know.
Oh, god damn it. I have to do the judge's voice? Fuck.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bat, oh, you're right. I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. I just got another hole in my jacket. He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken.
Well, he found out his coworker killed his other coworker that he was sleeping with.
But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Ms. Von Karma. Are you too hurt?
Oh, Uncle Bad. Oji-san, ありがとう。かまってくれて、守ってくれてありがとう。I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared.
By running, Edgeworth.
I'll go look for her. Oh, and... hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you might just have what it takes to be a real detective. Yeah. Now don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops. Hi, Oji-san.
Pops. Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment.
Pot me kettle.
I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
You can't see it, but I also saluted.
Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. Oh.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
He would be an awesome preschool teacher. Who? Gumshoe or Bad? Bad? Yes. Gumshoe, I think he needs to be with the older. He gives me like 4th and 5th graders. You know? Sorry, I'm switching it up. Water.
Bad and Gumshoe. Okay. It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as detective. Well, so long as you're not fired. You should work hard. Give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. She did? Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship?
Oh, Swiss roll, I assume.
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll! Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all. Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, he did great with Pearl. Remember the time he showed her his pistol? Yeah, I mean... Remember how Phoenix dragged her around on an investigation for like 18 hours with no sleep? And he raised a kid.
The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together, while the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! We got a whoop! That was good, pal.
And she ran all the way from her villages to town. Yeah.
I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day.
Pearl raised herself, let's be real.
It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I've got to thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? He only noticed just now. Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? Oh. I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Aww.
I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now my daughter.
Oh, back to the present. So, do you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while.
Kay, you sure grew up a lot. Of course. But thank goodness, I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. I like to, my headcanon is that her mom is, Okinawa, like Yukyuan, and that she lived in Okinawa. Just cause like her theme kind of like reminds me of music, Yukyuan music a little bit. Anyway, saw the blue badger and had a visceral reaction. Trouble in the air and salary cutting noises. Yeah. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright. So does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and...
Hold it!
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then, how do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was really a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you.
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. What was Callisto name pun? Nem said earlier that was perhaps callous to you. Is supposed to be the pun.
The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card?
Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu.
Is that a phantom? Is that I didn't say it this time. But it's true. Calling all phantom thieves. Maddie. That was gonna be my story. Me at 4:30 posting an Instagram story about how I'm gonna be wearing Joker to a one-day con tomorrow. Cut to 90 minutes later. We have created a Phantom Thieves group, or at least half of it, for a con in February next year. Just like, life comes at you fast, and that's on God. Anyway, sorry, Kay, I'm interrupting your very important monologue here, or dialogue rather. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay. Kay, you're so honorable.
I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Next year's still insane? Well, it's because 3 of us? No. 2 of us, for sure, are very weak to the heat and would fucking die. And 3 of us likely will be wearing a latexy type bodysuit. And I will be wearing a lot of pleather as well. Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what? My neck fan is the only reason I can survive the summer. Yeah, today was like 70 degrees. It's already too hot.
When Ms. Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you! Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay? Oh my god, we got a yay and a whoop from Gumshoe today. Yeah, it sure is, Gummy!
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh, what is with their chummy relationship?
Jelly.
The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Baron Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. Oh my god. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
Because then he goes to his office. He gets held up in the office. The Jack Sportsman case happens. That first case happens. And now we move on. Turnabout Ablaze. Oh, gee. I don't dislike Turnabout Ablaze, but the pacing, oof. Okay, Zara, you asked a question earlier. What was it? Let me look. Oh, AA fic. Okay, Zara, what pairings are you looking for, or what kind of themes are you looking for? Or just anything. Also, are you okay with not safe for work? Are you above 18? If you're not above 18, you probably should not be watching these streams, by the way. have to dig back a little bit in my bookmarks because my more recent stuff is all Shuake, Akeshu, and Danmei. Oh my god, if I go farther back, it's Kingdom Hearts and Attack on Titan. Crazy. Alright. Wow. He put the DLC pack on fancy words. That's funny. What do they call it in fucking Scrabble when you use like the big words? Really down for anything and just 18 plus. Okay. Okay, I couldn't remember if I had done that. Down for anything. Okay, what are my faves? My faves. Have you played all of the games? Oh my god. Okay. So, I've fallen back into Devil May Cry again. I love how the fixations come and go. They never really leave. Yeah. There's an author on AO3, Griffinage, who has a couple of fics that I really, really like. My Wrapped Heart is a Shakespeare AU where Phoenix and Edgeworth are actors in a play, and I love this fic because it really is good, but also I can tell this person is from New York or lives in New York. And then they have another one called The Long Way Home, which is my favorite Narumitsu fic. It makes me feel and cry. What else? Let's see. This Man Is Not Your Boyfriend by It's Okay Inside. Where Phoenix gets amnesia again, but that one, you should only read it if you've played through Ace Attorney 6, because it has context spoilers. Oh, one of my other favorites. So When This Loose Behavior I Throw Off by Atala. An internationally renowned prosecutor walks into a borscht bar. An intensely high-stakes poker game ensues. I love this. Oh, I haven't reread that fic in a while, but it's a good one. I've read it probably 10 times. And it's not super, super long. It's like 12,000 words, 13,000 words. Yeah. Come on. Come on, AO3. You can do it. There we go. If you want a really good fic about Clavier, Sleep No More by Prinsipe is my favorite character study fic maybe ever. If you want a really cute AU, The Golden Hours by Soulpunk is really sweet. I've talked about this one on stream before. The Disappearance of Phoenix Wright. I think it's actually The Mysterious Disappearance of Phoenix Wright. We Sleep and Set Fires by Fictitious Regrets. That's a really good one too. Cheers by Zombie Kitties. That's a great one. There's like, if you just sort by kudos, like most kudos and most, how do I say? Most, bookmarked and shit. Like, You'll find most commented. Those are usually great filters. Oh my god, if you're cool with, not safe for work, A Night You'll Never Regret is so funny. It's a what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas fic. Ooh, a really good one-shot called Navigation, also by Zombie Kitties. Their fics are great. A Study in Gold by Hechima is about Great Ace Attorney, but it's so good. Yeah, The Miraculous Disappearance of Phoenix Wright by JJ's the Dragon. Peak. JJ's the Dragon has a great collection of fics. I have many of theirs saved. The defense's proposal post facto is really funny. Cantera. One day I should do a stream where we just talk about fan fiction. And I talk about my fan fiction. That would be fun, actually. A Different Kind of Lullaby by JJ's the Dragon about Sebastian and Edgeworth is really good. Okay, I judged this one by its cover. Hot for Justice by Indirect Kisses in Iceland is so fun. Sorry, my friend just replied bark, 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 bark to my story about looking for people to join our Persona 5 Phantom Thieves group. Yes. I was hoping they would see it and join us. Oh, Je m'ai vu by Space Burgers is a really good Klapalo fic. Everything I Wanted by Apprentice of Doyle breaks my heart, but it's really good. The One Who Knocks, hey, what's up? Hot for Justice, hey yo, do you know that one? Yay. Yeah, Oh my god. Take It Like a Man by Tudo. Or Tudoo. Tudoo. Great. Great fic. Suit Shopping, A Decade Apart, Los Angeles 2016, London 2026. Makes me feel away. Hot for Justice, yeah, Hot for Justice is fun. It's full of whimsy and love and it's fun. If you just need something like good, Klapalo. Alright. This, I know I'm getting to the end here. Okay, this is where it starts to get into the Danmei favorites. So I know in the middle of this there will be more Klapalo. While I'm trying to get to that, I'll go ahead and plug my own fix. If you're 18 plus and have played through AA6, Reminds Me, and then The Sunrise are a couple that I've written that I actually really like. I don't like how I write Narumitsu. People are like, it's good, and I'm like, that's so sweet. I don't think so. But I think my Beef Leaf one for Heaven Officials, and I think that the Klapalo I write well. You're playing Deltarune? Nice. Let's see. We're talking about fanfiction briefly before I skedaddle here, because I will have to get my clothes out of the dryer this time for sure. They weren't quite dry last time, so it worked out. Oh my gosh. Ugh. All this Bing Chio. There are so many good Bing Chio fics. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, these are good. That's right. These are super good. Anyway, all right, and now we're getting into more recent. So there should be, I think. Yeah, I talked about this one on stream too. It's quite dark. But it's called Fish Hooked by Cosmic Poet. And it is rough, but it is really good. Clavier and Apollo get scurvy. A personal favorite. That one makes me laugh. Oh my god. Broken Systems Bending People by Estelle Raka. Also very good. That one made me cry. Can I Go Where You Go by Parchments. That one was also good. Yeah, Clavier and Apollo get scurvy is genuinely so funny. It's really funny. It's exactly what you think would happen. Let me read the description on it. Hold on. Clavier and Apollo make a bet to see who can spend the least money in a month on daily essentials. Too bad that in their pursuit of victory, neither one of them remember that fruits and vegetables are kind of important. It's only like 3,000 words and it's so funny. Yeah. That's all of the ones that I have bookmarked. But I'm very particular about what I bookmark. There are lots of good fics. Bookmarks are usually the ones that I know I'll want to read again at some point when I'm feeling crazed. Some of the titles are really absurd, yeah. But yeah. Okay. Anyway. Tomorrow will be more... Yeah, Dryer, I hear you. Tomorrow will be more the Somnium Files. Sorry that I tricked you guys with the Minecraft. That was so funny. Only I found that funny, but it's fine. And then Monday evening, there should be more Ace Attorney. Yahoo! Yippee! We'll start Turnabout Ablaze. The last case of this game. Wow, I need to get to work on the new thumbnail. Those two are so smart, but the moment they're in the same room together, the brain cell leaves. True. True words never spoken. Correct. They're both insanely smart, but you put them together and it's like gone. Poof. What do you mean? It was a Minecraft stream. You didn't trick us. You gave us a better substitute. I'm glad. Anyway. But yeah, now that we were talking about fanfiction, I kind of want to do a fanfiction based stream, but I have to like think about that. Maybe I could have Megan on or something. We could talk about fanfiction. Fujoshi time. I go through my bookmarks. Anyway, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated as it's getting warmer for us in the Northern Hemisphere. Please wear a mask. It will help with the allergies. If you're inside and you're having that problem, humidifier probably. Put it on low. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. And also, guys, I'm probably going to end up streaming Persona 5 sooner than I thought I was. So, don't come for me. Okay, bye!